Donald Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, had some very strong words about Trump's recent statements about NATO. Let's take a listen.
I would say to Marco, for whom I have an awful lot of respect, if you don't think Trump is serious about getting out of NATO, then why did you recently co-sponsor legislation requiring approval by 2/3 of the House and the Senate before a president can withdraw from NATO? Is there some other president or would-be president out there that you think is going to withdraw other than Donald Trump? I'd certainly like to hear that.
Now, John Bolton has more to say, and I'll play the rest of the clip in a second, but he raises a very potent point. People in Congress are doing the bidding of not only Donald Trump, but also Vladimir Putin by constantly laying the groundwork for us to withdraw from NATO and undermining every single institution in our country. I've been saying this for a while, but I think Vladimir Putin salivates when he sees Donald Trump and his MAGA minions in Congress actively spreading lies about election interference, about the war in Ukraine, about our NATO allies, about all of the institutions that are upholding democracy. Now, I'm obviously not a fan of everything John Bolton says, but he absolutely pinned Marco Rubio down on his lie. Rubio can't say in one breath that Trump is not serious about pulling us out of NATO, and then in the next breath, approve legislation that lays the groundwork for that to happen.
I just wonder, kind of bluntly, if Donald Trump is reelected, do you think that means the end of NATO as we know it now?
Yeah, yes, I do. I think he will withdraw. I think you have to take what he's saying as coming directly from what he has long been saying privately and in some cases publicly. It's a little disturbing now to hear some Republicans saying, well, you know, he's just bargaining with NATO, or this is just the way he talks. That's not right. He has used this failure of many members, a majority of NATO members, to spend 2% of their GDP on defense, as they all voluntarily committed to do in 2014, not to strengthen NATO, but to help destroy it. It is true that after his criticisms, more was spent by European members of NATO on defense. But that wasn't going to change his mind, because there were a lot of other criticisms he had as well. So, you know, it is, I was there with him in the spring of 2018 at the NATO summit in Brussels, where he damn near did get out of NATO. He is serious about it. And whether you're a Trump supporter or a Trump opponent, don't think he's kidding about this one.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would think Donald Trump is kidding. He's been using isolationist rhetoric since before he even won the presidency. The first thing he ran on was building a wall on our border, and then while he was in office, people like Angela Merkel said he was just terrible to work with. So the consequences of re-electing Trump and having him pull us out of NATO would be absolutely dire. Not only would we weaken these alliances that we've spent all these decades building, but the overall erosion of trust that America experiences could cause another country like Russia or China to be at the helm of the world order, which is not what we want. So it's nice to see someone like John Bolton stand up for coalitions and stand up for democracy abroad, but it feels like Trump and his MAGA base will now just insulate themselves and call him a rhino or a fake Republican or someone that backstabbed Trump, because they have a convenient excuse for anything that happens. And if you have any friends or family that were in the military or that understand the importance of NATO, this is a great talking point to throw at them by saying Donald Trump wants to weaken our alliances with other countries. He actively campaigns on that, and Vladimir Putin, again, salivates whenever he sees that. I'm Adam Akor with Occupy Democrats. Thank you.